Hey everyone, sure you can see me a little bit, so it's good. As you can see, we're kind of in we're in my room right now, but it's different location of the room, right next to the computer here, which I will try to upload the footage onto this one and see what happens, so that way I don't have to go in there and I don't have to wait a long time for the thing to upload onto YouTube because of the Wi-Fi or anything like that. But anyway, I thought I'd kind of talk about something that a lot of wrestling fans, WWE and overall wrestling fans, have been talking about lately, and that is the fact of Dolph Ziggler possibly leaving WWE when his contract expires, guessing within the next few months, if not around the fall of this year. And a lot of people from, the Schlag Daddy on OTR Central, the Lex Man, everybody's been basically giving their thoughts on exactly what Dolph should do in the future when his contract expires. And honestly, I think I'm one of those people that I'm not a huge Dolph Ziggler fan, but I do respect, that he's stuck it out as long as he has. And I think, in all honesty, Dolph's going to be one of those cases where WWE, say what you will about World Wrestling Entertainment and some of the stupidity that they do, but the fact is they are smart enough to see the reaction that the internet, the IWC, has when it comes to news stories leaking like this, leaking out or breaking. They react sometimes not in the best ways, but sometimes they also react in some of the smartest ways. See, they realize sometimes they got to do what they got to do to try to keep somebody around. Now, when you look at someone like, let's say, CM Punk, they didn't expect him to walk out the day after the Rumble. They didn't. I mean, had they known well in advance that he was thinking of maybe walking out of the company sometime after the Rumble or before the Rumble or maybe a week after or whatever, if they had heard about that months in advance maybe, there is no doubt World Wrestling Entertainment would have said, okay, Punk, let's talk. What can we do to keep you around? And they would have probably worked something out and given him the opportunity that he so rightfully deserves. I mean, let's be honest. Real life or not, they basically waited to the 11th hour to sign CM Punk to a contract, to have CM Punk re-sign back in 2011. Because if they didn't, they would have lost a big opportunity there because he was getting white hot, especially with his pipe bombs and everything. And again, had they known what he was going to do after the Rumble, they would have done the same thing. But what this has to do with Dolph Ziggler's situation is right now, even though the news has leaked, broke, if you will, that he's possibly leaving when his contract expires, WWE, hopefully they're smart enough to realize that they've got a unique situation here to where one of the most over guys with the one of the most over superstars with the fans, despite how you feel about the direction they're going with him right now, if WWE is smart enough and does the right thing, they should talk to this guy right away and say, hey, look, what's it going to take to keep you around? Because if we lose you and, the publicity you're getting right now, what can we do to keep you? And Dolph has basically come out and said it. Look, give him a push, let him run with it, give him the ball, let him run with it and see what happens. Because quite honestly, yes, he's been world champion, but he's never really had a chance to run with that belt. And in this case, he's got an opportunity right in front of him that would allow him to run with the belt and go from there. I mean, basically, you're doing this whole underdog storyline with Sheamus and how Sheamus feels guys like Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, Neville, that, how he feels they don't belong. What better way, if you're WWE, to capitalize on possibly what's going to be a very white-hot topic and, for the next few months of whether or not Ziggler leaves or not, thus making Ziggler one of your most white-hot properties there. What better way than to have him be the one that dethrones Sheamus when Sheamus is champion? I mean, let's not kid ourselves. They're going to go with Sheamus cashing in on Lesnar after Battleground. Sheamus is probably going to hold the belt until at least maybe Night of Champions, which could be around the time Ziggler may or may not leave. So what better opportunity does WWE have than to go in that direction? You know, take a chance. But you know what? Play it smart, too. Play it smart by saying, okay, we'll give you the belt, we'll let you run with it, but we want to be careful with you. We want to play it smart and everything. We'll put you in the ring, we'll see what happens, da-da-da. To me, I think WWE is going to be left with no other option. Now, I'm not saying this because I want to see it happen. I'm just saying that if I'm WWE, from a business standpoint, knowing that this guy is going to get white hot, not just because of what he does in the ring, push or no push, but gets white hot outside of it because people are going to speculate whether yay or nay if he's going to end up leaving or staying, basically be in a similar situation Punk was in back in 2011. That's going to be something they got to realize, hey, we got to take advantage of that, or we could lose him to Lucha Underground. We could lose him to TNA if they're still around. We could lose him to ROH, GFW, Japan, AAA in Mexico. You think they want that to happen? Of course they don't. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get this guy signed. They're going to notice that people are going to talk about it. They're talking about it now. You got people from the Lex Man, Schleg Daddy, you got Solomonster, you got Bill Apter, you got everybody talking about it, or going to be talking about it. So if I'm WWE, I'd be smart enough, just as this starting to get, this news item, this topic gets white hot, take advantage of it, re-sign the guy, and say, okay, we're going to take one more chance on you, we'll give you the damn ball, we'll let you be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and go from there. If I'm WWE, and I don't want to lose potentially what's going to be a white-hot commodity and possible free agent on the market, then I do what I can to sign him. That's what I would do if I'm WWE. Now, on the other hand, it could be just speculation on people's parts, and they don't know the truth of whether or not he's going to stay or he's going to leave. You know, there could be a 100% chance he stays, and people are just speculating, oh, is he going to go to TNA? You know what, I hear he's going to go to TNA. Oh, I hear he's going to go to Ring of Honor. They speculate that. And you see, we can't really judge whether or not something's going to happen until it happens. I mean, some people will, you know, blow things out of proportion all because they want to back the guy and they want to see the guy succeed. I mean, I'm already betting right now within the next week or so, you're going to hear people coming out with stories saying, well, Dolph Ziggler is strongly leaning towards leaving. Oh, and he's been in talks with Ring of Honor, and they have guaranteed that if he shows up, he'll get a world title shot. I guarantee you we'll get similar news items like that in the future. Because all people do when they want to blow this speculation out of proportion is they're trying to tell WWE, hey, we don't want to see this guy go to the other promotions. Push this individual. You know, and again, I can't see any argument in that because I'm one of those people that, like the Schleg Daddy, would go hashtag push Naomi, whether she's a heel or a babyface. So, to me, we won't really know anything until we get closer to the expiration date of his contract of whether or not he stays or he remains. We won't really know anything. But I can say this, like I said at the beginning, if I'm WWE, I do whatever it takes to keep this guy under contract. I do whatever it takes because of this news item that's been leaked out, that's been breaking but leaked out, of the fact that his contract with the company is up in the next few months, possibly in the fall, that I could end up losing this guy, and because people are going to speculate and talk about where he's going to end up or go, if I'm WWE, I do whatever I can to make sure that what's going to turn into basically a white-hot topic and a white-hot commodity in Dolph Ziggler as a free agent, I do whatever it takes to sign him. And if I have to basically say to myself, okay, let's give this guy one more shot as a main event guy, let's let him run with the belt and see what happens, then I do it. But if I'm WWE, I also carefully plan around it so that I don't end up with a similar situation that I did a few years ago when he cashed in, became champion, and almost immediately got concussed. So, again, we won't really know what's going on with Dolph Ziggler's contractual situations until the time for his contract to expire, or be renewed, comes around. But I can say this: if I'm WWE, I take advantage of the situation. I resign the guy before this topic becomes really white hot, and before him as potential free agent becomes white hot, and I try to keep him under contract, even if I have to take that one last chance at pushing him as a main event guy and as possibly the world champion. But that's just my opinion on the whole Dolph Ziggler deal and whether or not he's staying or leaving. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think? Do you think he's staying or do you think he's leaving? Let me know down below. Talk to y'all later.